What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Chris Gunther Show. Thank y'all so much for watching. Be sure that you like and share this video. I would greatly appreciate it. I am beyond honored to be chopping it up with the guy who everybody's talking about right now on the hit show Bel Air, streaming on Peacock. The Chris Gunther Show welcomes Jordan Jones. What's going on with you, bro?
What up, man? I'm just blessed and highly favored.
Yes, sir, man. I'm honored that you're taking this time out. I really appreciate it, bro.
Absolutely, man. You kidding me? Come on.
Let's get right into it, man. You are on the hottest show right now. How's all of this feel for you?
I was on a show yesterday, and I like an interview yesterday, and I say the same thing. It still feels like a dream, dog. It really does, especially from a show that, in a way, people didn't want it to be good. People were like, Fresh Prince reboot, like we don't want this, And so to be on something and with Morgan Cooper's vision for it to be like dramatic retelling. It's not a reboot. It's a retelling. It's a reimagining. To be on something so great too, because the reviews and everything and the feedback is so great. This is genuinely a dream come true, man. So I'm just still riding, man. I'm still on the up, but yeah, this is surreal.
How did you get cast to play Jazz?
Dude, actually, I got the audition from my manager, and at first, not I turned it down, but I was just like a little iffy about it, just because I didn't read the script or anything. I just saw like Fresh Prince reboot, and I was just like, man, that's my favorite show ever.
Same here.
Like, no way we're about to, like, are they really doing that? And then I remembered Morgan did the 2019 kind of like trailer teaser type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So after I got the audition, I read through it, and then I was like, "Oh wait, this is the same guy who did this way." So I rewatched it, and when I rewatched it, I was like, "Nah, this is different. This is like this, then I'm doing it." So did the audition. I actually didn't think I got it because Morgan, like, in the audition world, usually like directors and stuff, when you're doing an audition, they tell you like what to do. Like, okay, hey, change it up here, do this to see if you can take direction, or all those small things that you need when you're on set. So when I was doing the audition, Morgan didn't ask me anything. Like, I did the first scene, he was like, okay, good. Second scene.
Mm-hmm.
And the second scene, he was like, okay, great. And I called my mom right after. It was like, I didn't get it. And she was like, did you mess up? What's going on? I said, nah, I just didn't get it. He didn't ask me enough. He wasn't like talking to me enough. So when I got it, fast forward, I got it. He asked me the first day of shooting, we all had lunch together, and he was like, yo, so how did you feel? Like, when you got it? I said, well, first of all, I didn't think that I got it at all. And then I was like, because you didn't say anything to me. You didn't ask me to, like, to see if I was like a good person. You didn't ask anything to see if, I could take direction well, or like how I was going to be on set. And he was like, dude, sometimes God just speaks to you. And when you first got on, and we were like, talking for a little bit, me, Jabari, me and Morgan, just for a little bit, like 30, 60 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, right when we did that, I already knew it was you. So there was no time to be wasted. And I was like, what? Like, this is crazy. So even though I had anxiety for like 5 days trying to get casted, he was like, I already knew it was you right then and there. So I wasn't trying to waste no time and be like, oh yeah, do this. I already knew it was you. So that was a crazy experience. That was.
It sounds like it was a little nerve-wracking, but a lot of fun too, and everybody knows the Fresh Prince is one of the most iconic sitcoms of the 90s, and you're playing one of the most iconic characters on that show, Jazz. Did you have any type of interaction with Jeffrey, who originally, was Jazz in the actual show? Like, did you have any kind of like communication with him? Did he handpick you as well?
No. I mean, Will picked the show up. So at the end of the day, it was like, we're gonna do this. It don't really matter what's up now. like that's how it is. No, but the thing that I love most about, Jazzy Jeff is that, like, when I met him, his advice to me was just do you, man. Like, do you. And I think y'all can see that from the show. I mean, the show is such a different show. It's a dramatic retelling. So it's not like I had to, like, there was no pressure to be like, okay, so what would DJ Jazzy Jeff do right here? And, like, that wasn't going through my mind. It was, Fresh Prince is so, like, I watched it last night going to sleep. Like,
same here, bro.
It's literally, it's like, and it's so funny because I'm on this show. sometimes I'm like, yo, is this kind of corny shit? No, that's my favorite show ever. It is.
Say here.
I watch it. It's on every night. It's on all day, every day. Like that and Martin. Like it's on all day, every day. And that's what I watch. That's
Two
just what I
greatest
watch.
sitcoms of the 90s.
Exactly. Two greatest sitcoms ever, honestly. I'm gonna say that. Don't at me. I don't want to hear nothing. But growing up watching that show, it's already like these characters are so embedded in you. You know how they act already.
Oh, yeah.
So subconsciously, I already know kind of how to play jazz in a way. But I'm not trying, like, I'm not in the trailer before I shoot, like, okay, how would he do this and how would he do that? I just bring my own stuff to the table while subconsciously just knowing that I'm jazz, you know? So it wasn't any pressure or any overthinking or anything. I'm kind of just being me, honestly.
Yeah, like as I'm watching the episodes, I'm like, they casted this perfectly, and you have
Man,
ton of like you have a ton of energy, and you have just that charisma and that swagger that a lot of us see. And what I picked up on instantly was the chemistry between you and Jabari, who plays Will. What is your relationship like with the cast?
That's so crazy that you say that. Jabari is literally 2 doors down from me right now in the same hotel. We I think that, and people don't know this too. I think that number one, the chemistry between the cast is phenomenal. We're on a group chat right now. They're actually blowing me up right now.
Hey, what's up, cast?
We actually hang up. I mean, sorry, not hang up. Sorry, I was
out.
on my phones. Hang out a lot, and it's not like Morgan's like, okay, today we're doing this, or okay, this Saturday we're going. It's not like that. Like we actually correlate things all day, every day. We actually hang out. We're literally a family. We literally are. And more specifically, me and Jabari, I think the best part about me and Jabari, and we're cool for real. Like he was just in my hotel room and then walked out because I had this interview. And literally, we're both in New York right now. It's crazy. And I think the best part is that people are like, yo, is Jabari really from Philly? Yes, he's really from Philly. And yes, I'm really like my character's from Compton. I'm not from Compton, but I'm from Inglewood, which is close. Uh-huh. And I had kind of like the same, like the same, I always say that like, I'm like Will's Jiminy Cricket in the show, where it's like, I'm his conscience. I like tell him like, hey, this is how it is. This is what's going on. But at the same time, it's kind of real life. Like I was raised in Los Angeles, but like, inner city, like Inglewood. And then I went to a private school. So that was my first time being introduced to like white people, all types of stuff for real. And, I'm so glad, and I have so many friends and everything from that. And, went to USC, and my life is kind of similar to Jazz's. Mm-hmm. And my relationship with Will on the show, as in kind of like this older, like this slightly older cat who knows kind of what you're going through, coming from West Philly, comes to this extremely wealthy kind of, in a not trying to be politically incorrect, but like this, in a way, like whitewashed cousin of Carlton, and this really wealthy Black family. This is so different from where he's used to, like, Philly and, just like the hood in a way. And I'm like his little piece of home from here because I can understand him. And that's how it is in real life. Like the first time he came to LA was for the show. Wow. He had never been there. So when he first got here, I'm like showing him the ropes and showing him like, hey, okay, this, LA, this how we ride, this how we get down and all this. And subconsciously, I was like, this is really how Jazz and Will's relationship is in the show. And I just think that it's just such a beautiful thing. And since day one, me and him been just kicking it, really. And really, I can call him a brother for real. And everybody else on the show as well. Just, I'm just so blessed because at the end of the day, this is work. We have to get up, we have to go to work, we have to come home. But, my mom always say, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And that's exactly how I feel. I mean, there's days where I don't shoot and I still come to set. That's how fun it is. That's how warm the cast is. And I'm just thankful to be a part of such a production that, number one, people was like, we don't really kind of want this in a way. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't know. They didn't know. And the trailer dropped and people was like, oh, snap. And then the first episode dropped. And now, I mean, it's, the reception is ridiculous. Me and Jabari were at dinner last night. And so many people came up to us. And I'm like, man, everybody wants to show like that. So I'm just blessed to be a part of something so great and so monumental. And also with the cast, is so like we're gelled together, man. It's really a blessing.
Yeah, speaking about the cast and the show, there are some things that are similar, but then there are some things that are different. In the original series, Hillary could not stand Jazz, but in the reboot, we see that there is a little bit of connection and spark between Jazz and Hillary. I know you can't give us everything, but is there a potential relationship romantically that can develop between Jazz and Hillary as the season goes on?
I mean, number one, you're gonna have to watch and see. But from right now, the episodes that are out, so 5 came out yesterday.
Episode 5, it sure did.
Episode 5 came out yesterday, and I mean, as you guys can see, from episode 4, you see a little connection between Jazz and Hillary, and I think that I love that about this show because it's realistic. You know, in a sitcom, it's actually funny when things aren't explained. Like, no one knew why Will and Jazz were friends, but in real life, you know that Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff are friends, so it's a sitcom. So when he comes on, you just clap, and it's great. You know what I'm saying? You don't ask no questions because it actually doesn't matter. It actually makes for better TV. For a sitcom, for a drama, everything has to make sense. So everyone's like, oh my God, when's Carlton gonna do the Carlton dance? When's Jazz gonna get thrown out? It's like, I hope that when people are watching this, it's like, yo, we have to make it make sense. Like the first episode, people were like, yo, Jazz didn't get thrown out. I'm like, at what point in that episode should I have got thrown out? I never went inside the house. How can I?
Yeah, you were the Uber driver.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for what? So as a drama, I going back to your point, I love how it's more realistic. That, like, you know, I'm an attractive male. Hillary Coco Jones is a very attractive woman.
Absolutely.
And it's not like she's really gonna be like, like for the show, this dramatic retelling, is she gonna really walk into that record shop and be like, like, no, watch out, Jazz. And I'm not gonna be like, you know, like, and I can do that. Like, you know, in the show, I've you know, comedic chops, dramatic chops, flirtatious stuff. You know, I love that about Morgan. He doesn't box me in. Like, I can do a lot of stuff. But I love Hillary and Jazz's relationship in this because it's realistic. She's a character that is trying to find some independence from her family. She doesn't care about all this money and stuff. Her mom is kind of overbearing to her. And me, I'm a hustler. I own a record shop. You know, I'm Uber on the side. I'm a florist. You know, all these things, and it's kind of like, in a way, an inspiration to her. So that connection that y'all see in episode 4 is really realistic. Like, oh my God, like multiple hustles. Like, I like that. And it makes sense. It's not like she's going to just like shoo me away because of the storyline. So I'm just glad that, you know, it's written this way and it's realistic in this way. And to see if me and, or Jazz and Hillary have a relationship, you're going to have to just keep tuning in every week, Thursdays.
I got the perfect storyline for y'all on one of these episodes. I don't know if y'all gonna write this in or not, but let's just say, for instance, you know, you guys walking around, y'all go out on a date, and then you sit her down and be like, my love for you is like a river, like a summer breeze that makes my soul shiver. One look from you is more precious than gold. Let's go get some barbecue and get busy. And then just watch how much she like. I'm not sure if y'all can throw that in there, but if y'all can, I'm just saying you can make it happen, my dear friend. I think you can make it happen.
Honestly, probably could make that happen. Honestly.
Just saying, if y'all need an idea, I'm not sure if y'all gonna do it or not, but just in case y'all do, holla at your boy.
I'm gonna call you, Chris, when it's time when they're writing, because we got okay for 2 seasons. When they writing, I'm gonna be like, hey, yo, can y'all call Chris, man? He got a great proposition for me and Hillary.
It's crazy because, like, I actually just went in. Well, you went into the question I was gonna ask because we see that 5 episodes in, everybody loves it, and the show did get picked up for season 2 already.
Yeah. Man, season 2, we got okay for 2 seasons off the bat. So that's number one. That's just a blessing. And most shows, you know, that doesn't really happen, you know, and also to get picked up for 2 seasons before we knew the reception of how it was going to be, and for it to actually be this good. And I'm not gonna lie, like, okay, so like I'm not in episode 5, and I should have been. I know. I mean, honestly, I should be in every episode. No, I'm playing.
Dang right, you should.
But it's great that I'm not, because people are like, where's Jazz? I love it. I love it. And I think the writing is phenomenal. And exactly the times where I should be in it, I'm in it. And it's going to be great. I think that kind of what I was saying was to get this type of reception. And also it's a difference between, I've been in shows before and everything that you do isn't great. It can be good, but it's not great, So at the end of the day, like I said earlier, it's like, yo, this is a job. You wake up, you go to work, you go back home. But it's such a great feeling for like the difference in a show to be, your family, your friends support you. So they go, hey, I'm watching such and such. My boy is in it. But then and they're watching it. But then once I'm off the screen, they tune out or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I don't know. I'm not with you. I don't care like that. But it's such a better feeling for it to be like, yo, I'm watching this show that is phenomenal and my boy happens to be in it. It's just such a different feeling because you want to be a part of things that are legendary. You want to be a part of things that are great, and I loved it. Like my uncle called me, he was like, hey man, so I was watching your show and I forgot you was in it. And he was like, and he was like, no offense. And I said, that's not offensive. That's the best compliment I could get. That's the best compliment that I could get. Because I want you to watch the show for how good it is. And I happen to be a good actor in the good show that you're already watching. So this has just been a great ride and a blessing, man. And, just really thankful to be a part of something that's so special. And like I said, the reception is so good. Like people love the show. Like people actually love the show. And people were not trying to love the show. People were trying to hate.
Haters.
They were trying to hate. They were trying to, man. They were like, oh, I can't wait for this to come out so I can watch it and then hate on it. Not just so I can watch it, so I can watch the first episode and be like, this is some bull. Dude, people watched that first episode and was like, this lady came up to me yesterday and she has a 10-year-old son. And she was like, I watched it with my son. My son was like, can we get this picture? Because my son loves you guys so much. Episode 5 came out and he had to go to bed. And she was like, me and my husband were like, look, we're going to watch episode 5. We're not going to tell him we're going to rewatch it. For you to really do that, like the show is that important that you're like, honestly, I have to watch episode 5. It's such a great feeling to be a part of something like that, man. I'm so thankful and blessed. And those are the only words I can really come up with right now. But it's honestly just a great feeling, man.
And this has been a lot of fun. I do know you got a ton of more, press interviews to do their last couple questions. Cause I know I'm on a time schedule and the brother ain't trying to get kicked off.
Now you good, man.
Man, you've been a part of some great stuff though. I was a fan of you on Rail with, with Jess and Rail and Sinbad. And now here you are doing Bel Air. What advice would you give to those up and coming actors or those of us in this generation that are out here grinding like myself, still waiting for a big break?
Perfect, man. I actually say this more than I should, but the great Jimmy Ivy, he did like Beats by Dre, the Beats headphones with Dr. Dre. He's also just like a music mogul. I went to school with his daughter, and he has this saying, and he talks about horse races. And in a horse race, I don't know if you noticed, but horses have these blinders on.
Sure do.
And they do. And they do that because if a horse looks to the left or right, they can miss a step. They can fall, break their leg. Now the rider's injured. Like you've seen a couple of those. Mm-hmm. And that's how he says to go through life. We have all these social media tools like Instagram, and you see people your age doing the things that you want to do, or you see people younger than you. And subconsciously, it can be depressing. It can cause anxiety because you're so worried about what other people are doing. Fact. And so to answer your question, I would say when you go through life, and you don't have to be Christian, but like I'm a Christian, so I believe in God, or you can believe in, the universe. But God, you have your own race. God puts you in your own lane. God puts somebody else in their own lane. So put those blinders on in life. Don't look at who's to the right of you, ahead of you. Don't look who's behind you. Just look at that finish line. And at the end of the day, no matter how long it takes, no matter how quickly it takes or how, you have your own race in life and run your own race. Don't worry about what the person to the left or right is doing because they're not you and you're not them. So when I'm I used to do this. I used to, you're on Instagram and it's hard not to. You're on Instagram, you're seeing people like, man, on this age, and he's doing his own thing. And oh my God, man, I know I'm just as talented.
Mm-hmm.
What's for you is for you, and nobody can take it.
Right.
So for everybody out here, like watching or whatever, aspiring actors or whatever, if you feel a certain way, don't feel a certain way, just keep going. Because you see that finish line, just keep going. People say, oh my God, Viola Davis, she just popped off in the last 4 years. I'm like, Viola Davis has been acting for like 30 years.
Sure has.
Kevin Hart has been popping for the last 10 years. Kevin Hart been acting. He was in Paper Soldiers in like 02 or something. You know what I'm saying?
Brother wasn't soul playing.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And people are like, oh my God, this guy popped out. No, put in your work. And by the time you get to your finish line, people are going to be like, oh my God, I wish I was there. And they're not even going to know your journey when you wish you was them. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just, keep those blinders on. Whatever you're doing, like stick to it. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do, but don't worry about what other people are doing. You see your finish line, keep going, keep striving, and keep the blinders on, man, for real.
As we get ready to close this and you head on to, a few more things, if anybody wanted to connect with you or follow you, how can they do that?
Yes, on Instagram, follow me, Jordan.L.Jones. And on Twitter, JordanLJones_.
Got you. I'm definitely following you. So, if you see a light-skinned brother with a big head in a suit, I'll follow your boy back. Before we go ahead and jump out, man, this is one of the last questions I ask every guest. Who would you like to see on the Chris Gunther Show? And if you have any connect or any pull you think you can help your boy out.
Well, has Jabari been on here?
No, I'm trying to get Jabari. Trust me, brother's shooting a shot now. He's the Fresh Prince of Peacock. Yeah. I'm the Fresh Prince of Youngstown. Brother trying to get him now.
I think that, it would be cliche for me to be like, try to get Denzel or Will Smith or Drake. Nah, forget that. Jabari is a star, man. This is his first thing ever. And people don't even notice because he's so good, so talented, funny, got charisma, knows how to carry himself, 23, young dude. This is first ever TV anything. So he's just in a way, an inspiration to me, even though I'm older than him, just the way he carries himself and how good of a dude he is, man. I would love him to be on your show for real. He would have some good insight and some stuff for people who have never, been on TV before. I mean, like, it's a little different. Like, I'm on TV and stuff all the time, but he is new, but you wouldn't know the way he acts, like, on TV. You'd be like, man, this dude was probably in some other Oscar nominated. Nah, man. But, I think he's going to get an Emmy, man. I'm speaking into existence, I believe in God and everything. I'm speaking to the universe. I think he's going to get an Emmy, man. I think he's going to get an Emmy for his work, man. He's really good at this.
I appreciate it. Well, Jabari, if you're watching this, holler at your boy, man. Let's set something up. Nothing else needs to be asked, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan Jones on the Chris Gunther Show. Check him out on Bel Air on Peacock airing Thursdays. Jordan, appreciate you so much for your time, my brother.
Hey, Chris, thank you so much for having me, man. Thank you for the opportunity. Really blessed to be here. You're a great guy, man.
Appreciate it, man. Make sure y'all like and share this video. Jordan Jones on the Chris Gunther Show. God bless. See y'all next time.